Hola Buenas! Today we have a retrospective video of January 2021, the moment that convinced me that I was ready to leave Madrid and try a much more temperate climate here in Spain. Needless to say, I fell in love with Malaga, but the moment winter comes, all the tourists leave. The bars and restaurants close, and there isn't much to do. But that's a story for another time. Back to the topic at hand, Filomena. Filomena was a historic snowstorm in January 2021, which brought heavy snowfall and widespread disruption to central and northern Spain. In my case, our story takes place in Madrid. The storm led to the closure of roads, airports, and public transport, an unusual occurrence given Madrid's milder winters. The council also ceased to collect bin bags during this time, and so streets were littered with what seemed to be hundreds of bin bags. The impact extended beyond Madrid, causing power outages and transportation challenges in various parts of Spain. Authorities responded with emergency services and snow removal efforts. Without any further ado, let's get started. Empecemos. As you can imagine, I don't have much video footage of this event as I would do now, as at this time I hadn't even thought of starting a YouTube channel. However, I went through my Google Photos and dug out some of the footage I could find. Okay, so the flat I was living in at the time, firstly, it did not have central heating. Rather, I just had these small electric heaters on the wall. Not only were those costing me an absolute fortune, but they really did not keep the flat warm enough. Please learn from my experience here and ensure you search for a flat that has central heating if you intend to live here in Madrid. To make matters worse, the one pipe feeding water to my flat got frozen as the temperatures got down to -8 Celsius. This is the coldest temperature I have ever experienced, except for the walk-in freezers I used to have to work in when I worked in McDonald's many years ago, which could be as cold as -20 Celsius. I now had no water, so I was buying big bottles of water from the chinos just to keep me going. Okay, just to clarify what chinos are, they are small convenience shops that sell a wide variety of products at affordable prices. These shops often carry household items, kitchenware, clothing, toys, and various other everyday goods. Typically, they are run by people of East Asian origin, and the term chino is informally used. Chino is Spanish for Chinese, though it's important to note that it doesn't necessarily refer to the ethnicity of the shop owners and is not taken to any offense culturally here in Spain. Anyway, I spoke with my portero, which is the doorman in English, who came to assess the pipe problem. What happened next shocked me. He then proceeded to use the last of my bottled water, which I was using to cook and clean, boiled a pan up and put the boiling water onto the frozen pipe just outside my window. You can now imagine what happened. The pipe burst and now I had a river of water flowing down the side of my building. Once again, not providing water to my flat. I was now stuck without water for the next week, using bottled water to cook and clean during this time. I was miserable. I can laugh about it now, but at the time I was fuming. I gradually watched as my balcony completely filled with snow, which caused some serious flooding issues later on. And of course, we had to take an adventure outside and go for a walk. I didn't really have a plan of action for this walk. I just wanted to make my way to the center and take some pictures.
So this is a lot more extreme than I thought it would be. It seems as though Retiro Park is closed because the snow's so bad. It's still snowing now. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just walking around the outside and taking some nice photos. It's not too cold though. I do have my thermals on, so that does help. I decided to walk round and I'm starting to regret it now. Number one, because it's a very long journey round. Two, my feet are now cold. Three, as you can see, this is going see-through. It's going see-through. Oh no, I got snow on the lens. There we go. Yeah, it's beautiful, but I'm now cold. And then I'm going to walk from the top of Retiro Park up to Stol. Good plan, I think.
I knew that this would be potentially once in a lifetime because, as I say, this weather is not normal in Madrid. That being said, and I think people forget this fact when I tell them that here in Madrid, it can get very cold. I don't really travel to cold countries. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't see the point in spending money to go somewhere that is colder than where I'm from, London, England. Nonetheless, if I had the opportunity to go to somewhere such as Iceland, Switzerland, Norway, Alaska, Greenland, or Patagonia in Argentina and Chile, I certainly would embrace the adventure. However, I always wanted to be able to come back to somewhere more mild, and usually Madrid can offer that. In any case, I have found it increasingly more difficult to record outside here in Madrid, now that we are in the winter months. Don't get me wrong, I love Madrid, but for the YouTube channel, I feel my traveling adventures outside are hard to film when it's cold, grey, and or raining. I will therefore be aiming to mix up my content a bit during the winter months to keep things fresh, interesting, and out of the cold. And the next time you think of Spain as being a subtropical paradise, think again. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Comment whether you were here in Spain during Filomena, and if you had to deal with the snow just like me. Finally, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.